Hi guys and welcome back. If you remember last week I put a quick video up asking for ideas what to do for Legionary. I've also had a discussion with the boys and I have been told what I'm doing. So what am I doing? Well, what I'm going to do is take Descent, the board game, turn it into a 3D dungeon system using the rules. There's a nice scenario in there I've got to find. Can't remember the full details. So basically there's a paladin who's being attacked by monsters. He can't move. He's got so many life points and you've got to get in there and rescue him before he dies. So it should be a nice sort of 30-minute, 40-minute game, which is what I was aiming for. And the boys being boys, they don't just want to use the starting characters. No, they want the characters from different expansions. So, thanks boys. But it'd be fun. So what I'll do is I'll dig out the tiles for the scenario so we can have a look at what the board tiles look like and what the figures look like at the moment. And then we'll discuss where we're going to go with it. So, let's get the camera in position and have a look. Right, I've laid out some of the tiles. I was going to do the end part of the scenario up here, but I thought no, we should do the two parts because they interact with each other. What happens in one influences what happens in part two. So let's do both of them. Okay, to make it a longer game, but we'll go with it. If people only want to play part one, they can play part one and we can start again. If someone's got more time, we can play both parts. It's not an issue. So what happens? Well, basically your adventure party starts here. So I'm going to have to do something with the river section here to come round or something. Work their way in. The story of the first part is they're trying to light the beacons to warn the castle that it's going to be attacked. So there's various beacons. There'll be one here. I'm just looking at the map up there. There's a beacon in here in the cabin. Sorry, gatehouse. So I'm going to have to come up with something there. Go into a wilderness area where you've got red lines on the tiles. It's like no-go areas, solid borders. So this is some sort of walled garden area. Probably have to bring it up that way sort of thing. So I'm going to have to adapt it. Some rock piles. So complete block. So I have to look at that. You've got a cabin. That's also got a beacon in it. Well, the beacon's just outside here, which then exits up into the courtyard that leads into the castle. So we'll move that one out of the way. I'll just take it apart a minute just to make some room. But then I'm going to need the other entrance one, which goes there. Okay, so then you get to the second part, so you come through a courtyard and you enter in up here. Not quite sure what I'm going to do here because there's a large step section here, which would raise all this up, so that could be quite interesting to do. See it, I was going to go modular and do the tiles. I can see me actually having to do this as a table, but if you do it as a table you can actually add even more to it. So the story here is basically the gates are thrown open to the castle. Sir Paramon is trying to defend the place. Basically he's stuck in the throne room. So I'm going to play with the throne rooms, raised area here, throne. Two little areas there, rubble and stuff, which has been smashed down. A couple of the pews type things. So we can do something with that. We might have to blow that up a little bit, enlarge it. And you basically got to protect him. When Sir Paramon has 5 fatigue tokens on him, all master monsters including Ulrich are defeated, you get victory. So the master monster starts here. So I've got to get some figures for the paladin, Ulrich. I need some villagers as well for the first part, which I'm sure I'll be able to pick up. I'm not quite sure I'm going to interlink this yet as a board. I was trying to come up with a way to make it sort of fit around each other. It's not a huge great board at the moment, but as I said, it'll probably blow out a little bit. I'd like to blow the throne room up by maybe another tile each way. Just give me some more room to play with. If I grab a couple of 3D prints of like furniture and stuff, you get an idea why. So hang on a second. Right, so we start having a look over the few prints just put in place. Treasure chests, they work, they're not a problem. But when you come to something like a gatehouse or cabin, start to see when you put any furniture in there actually isn't much room. So we need to expand them out a little bit more to give room to move around if we want to put features inside. Same up here. Here's the room at the end, there's some sort of altar there. If you start looking at the throne room, you can see that's going to need quite a bit of expansion. So I'm thinking I'm going to end up cutting some paper stencils or just a piece of card and laying the prints on it and working it out that way. So if you come back, so you sort of see what's going on. So let's put the camera up and have a discussion. Right, there's the sort of base idea. The more I look at it, I'm not quite sure how I can do it modular. I'm thinking I'll do like the gatehouse as a separate entity, the cabin as a separate entity, so they'll work and could be used for other stuff. The throne room I can do as a tile, that's not a problem, I'll expand that out. And I've got to look at what I do with the passageways and the other rooms and some of the steps to obviously bring it up. Looking at it, it looked like quite a nice small sort of, I don't know, 2-foot board. But to be honest, I think it's probably going to be nearer, probably 3. Yeah, 3 by 3 possibly. So I'm going to have to think about that. Do I get a 3 by 3 mat underneath it and build the bits to fit? Don't really need the gridding in the wilderness areas. They're 1-inch grids, you can use a 1-inch ruler, so it's not a problem. So we can get around that. I'd like, if I can get it to work, is to put some leads into the buildings. So I'm going to look at doing that, coming up with some sort of system. There's going to be quite a bit of thinking and developing as we go. I'll probably look at maybe doing the gatehouse and the cabin first, possibly, because I just do them. And when I sort of got an idea of the scale of them, I'll sort of get more of an idea of the scale of everything else and go from there. Obviously, we're going to need some minis, so let's have a quick look at the Descent minis. So I'll just grab some for you. Hang on a sec. Right, so a quick look at the sort of hero type characters. All the stats are on the card, and the dice have various symbols. It has custom dice, hero abilities, etc. The minis herself, if I can get this to show you, they're actually really quite nice detail for a sort of box game and not just being pure miniatures buying off the shelf. They're actually pretty decent. You got some various, it's like a paladin. I think this is the Hexer. Classic style wizard. Sorry, I think this was the witch doctor. I was going to say this might be the Hexer, but I think it's a witch doctor type character. So as you can see, they are fairly nice detailed. Should be fun to paint. So I can have a few of them today. So that's sort of an idea of the heroes. So all the stats are on the cards. I'm going to have to paint them similar to match up to the cards. So I'm going to keep it nice and easy. And as I said, the boys didn't just want to use the starting heroes. They had to pull some of the ones in from the expansions. Never mind. So let's have a look at mobs. Hang on a second. Right, so with the mobs, I'll have to go through and work out which ones I want to use. I'm only allowed certain ones for certain scenarios as well. But to give you an idea, you have things like goblins. They come in bunches. With Descent, you always have a red one as well, which is like the leader. He's slightly more powerful. So you got goblins, could have some zombies, fire imps. I'm not sure, I'd have to look it up. Got like the fiery lion type creatures. Got some very weird shark type creatures. Sort of a dreadlord type character. I know we're going to need one of them. A nice etting. And I might just paint a dragon for fun to put on the side of the table if they're doing too well. So that's an idea of all the bits, and obviously it's as normal. You look at the idea and go, yeah, that's a quick, simple, easy build. And then you start looking at it, you lay it out like we have, and have a look. Well, to turn this into a tabletop game, we're going to need to do this, need to do that. Need to expand the rooms a little bit. I want to be able to use certain buildings for other things as well, so let's adjust that so that works. So, yep, there's going to be a fair bit of work coming up. I'm looking forward to it, and if you want to follow along, please hit the subscribe button. Please give this video a like. Any ideas of little bits you'd like to see, let me know, and I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching, and have a great week gaming. Cheers!